UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned Friday that the world was rushing headlong towards climate disaster and said leaders of the G20 nations must do more to help poorer countries. Speaking on the eve of the G20 summit, Guterres told reporters there were dangerous levels of mistrust between nations. He said he hoped the forthcoming two-day meeting would help overcome that.
G20 countries have a particular responsibility to keep the 1.5-degree goal alive, as they represent about 80% of emissions.
Many of the leaders coming to Rome, including U.S. President Biden, will fly immediately afterwards to Scotland for the UN's climate summit, which is seen as vital to tackling the threat of rising temperatures. Teenage climate activist Greta Thunberg joined protesters at a noisy demonstration outside the London offices of Standard Chartered Bank Friday to demand that financial institutions stop funding the extraction of fossil fuels. The diminutive face of the global climate protest movement appeared briefly on the streets of the City of London, the financial heart of the British capital, which is home to some of the world's biggest banks and financial firms. One placard at the demonstration, attended by a few dozen protesters, said, "Keep it in the ground," while another read, "Can you breathe, money?" A separate demonstration was held in Glasgow, where world leaders will gather beginning Sunday for the UN Climate Summit. Campaigners were due to gather in other cities like New York and Frankfurt to argue that big financial institutions should stop pumping money into the extraction of fossil fuels. U.S. President Joe Biden held an unusually long meeting with Pope Francis at the Vatican Friday as a debate raged back home about the Catholic president's support for abortion rights. Reuters' Matthew Larotonda reports.
Biden is only America's second Catholic president after John F. Kennedy. The meeting comes as the church clergy in the U.S. are divided at home over how to handle Biden's position on abortion. The president, who keeps a picture of Pope Francis in the Oval Office, says he's personally opposed to abortion, but cannot impose his views as an elected leader. Some of Biden's critics in the American church say he should be banned from the act of communion, an important ritual in the Catholic faith. Pope Francis has said the American clergy shouldn't treat communion as a political tool, and that the abortion debate shouldn't detract from other church problems like immigration and poverty.
That's Reuters' Matthew Larotonda. The United States has hit Iran with fresh sanctions as President Joe Biden prepares for a key weekend meeting with European leaders to discuss the possible resumption of nuclear talks with the Islamic Republic. The Treasury Department announced the penalties Friday against two senior members of Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps and two affiliated companies, as well as an executive for supplying lethal drones and related material to insurgent groups in Iraq, Lebanon, Yemen, and Ethiopia. Although the sanctions are not related to Iran's atomic program, Biden has said he wants to build on any agreement to revive the languishing 2015 nuclear deal to include Iranian support for such groups. A court in Myanmar has found a close colleague of the country's ousted leader Aung San Suu Kyi guilty of treason and sentenced him to 20 years in prison. A fellow senior member of their political party confirmed local media reports of the Friday court action. The sentence handed to 79-year-old Win Tain appeared to be the most severe so far given any of the top members of Suu Kyi's government and party that were detained after the military seized power on February 1st, ousting her elected government. Win Tain had publicly called for civil disobedience in opposition to the military's takeover and was arrested February 4th. Suu Kyi is currently being tried on several criminal charges that her supporters assert were fabricated to discredit her.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.